Going live. Going live. You're live. Hello everyone. I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Elden Ring's DLC Shadow of the Erdtree on the GTX 1650, 1050 Ti, 3050 and 3060. How are you guys doing? Welcome. So for the uninitiated, while I wait for you to join, it's a 15 gigabyte DLC. So you're going to have to download around 15 gigabytes, give or take. And the developers released a quick statement about the system requirements, which I cannot find here. So they updated the requirements. We're now, the only thing that I saw that changed is that they added Intel Arc GPUs to the graphics. Now they're asking for feature level 12_0, which I think it was the same as before, and more storage, 80 gigabytes. So that's basically the difference in requirements we have. I don't think it's a big deal, honestly. So let's get into the game right away. By the way, I'm using a Switch Pro controller because, yeah, Steam accepts controllers like this. And let's see what happens. Hey Hiro, Marius Vasile, how's it going guys? Welcome. Today I'll be drinking mate, or like Brazilian people call chimarrão. Whatever. We're drinking it. It's good for you, more energy. So yeah. Alright. So to enter the DLC, you actually need a few things. So first of all, settings for 1650, basically the medium preset with high SSAO, high anti-aliasing, and high shadows. The rest doesn't make much of a difference really, so I highly recommend you keep it like this. If you go lower, the game looks much worse and runs very slightly better, so that's my advice. I think I also forgot the FPS counter. Actually, it says that I'm offline, so probably the servers are getting trashed right now for Elden Ring, so you probably cannot see it, but it says offline, so we're actually not connected to the server. I usually play this with internet just for the messages on the ground left by people, so yeah. Elden Ring DLC, let's go! Hell yeah. So we're going to continue. We have a 56-hour character, level 125, totally mine of course. It was disappointing to find out this update does not add 16x10 support. Yeah, no, you still need a mod for 16x10. But apparently it improves Raytracing performance by 20%, which doesn't change anything for us. Hey, Michael Smith, Stock Images Man, been waiting years for this. A lot of people has, yeah. Okay. So for the uninitiated, this is the position I'm at in Elden Ring in the map. No spoilers, we're going to skip as much as we can. So you start the game basically here on first step. Let's try that and see the performance. Just very quickly to do a comparison. Did you kill Mog? I killed everything that moved, basically. It also breaks the game kind of as Steam Deck, makes the controller stop working if you idle for 5 minutes. What? That's ridiculous. That's such a weird issue. What the hell? Alright. So let's load the previous area. As you can see, we still have stuttering issues in the game. It seems to be compiling shaders for the first time, which is very disappointing, let's be honest here. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong. I installed the driver from scratch. So yeah, what you'll see here basically when you move around is that you're going to drop into the 50s. I think for a 1650 that's good enough. But the stutter is still present. It's basically shader compilation. It's better on the Steam Deck because Valve recompiled many of the shaders, but yeah, you can still notice those. And they're pretty random, so yeah. So what would my best settings be? Well, pretty simple. 900p on the 1650. But again, still no stuttering fix, which I think is absolutely unacceptable, but hey, it's the biggest game in the world, basically, so one of the biggest. And for the settings, it's basically like this. Yeah, Valve is going to... Hang on. I have a black screen. On the capture card looks fine, but... Let's see if I can auto full screen. It's weird that this update doesn't have 16:10. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of to me it's a big deal because I like using the entire screen on the Steam Deck, but hey. Alright, so as you can see in the first part, you can actually get 60-ish FPS on 900p. We still get shader compilation stutter like before. That's super annoying. I don't know why that happens. Again, I'm using the latest driver and installed it from scratch. So now, in order to get to the DLC, you actually have to play a lot of the game and beat a couple bosses, and then I'm just going to skip through all of that, just to show you the DLC. Yeah, on the Steam Deck I didn't have any of those stutters. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Maybe it's my GPU. Who knows? At this point, it could be anything. So you get to this part, you beat one of the big bosses here, and then you just touch this hand, I guess. And we get an entirely new map that is basically the size of the entire game. So let's see if it runs well. Stuttering, yeah. Stuttering, that's a good one, man. You're playing on high on deck, 30 to 45 without even going under. Yeah, pretty normal. Okay, new area. Let's see, it's loading stuff. Okay. Oh man, the stutter. Ah! Wow. Beautiful. So, spoilers, I guess? Nah, no spoilers here. But as you can see, wow, it's super beautiful. This is, guys, this is why art direction is so important in video games. You could have an outdated graphics engine and still have something that looks nice. Let's make sure it's daytime. 1050 Ti playable, we're about to find out. I'm guessing, yeah, but we'll see. No, don't sit down, Jesus Christ. But the stutter kills it for me on PC. Hi from Russia, please test 1650 1080p. I already did, it drops into the 50s. But this part seems to be running better than the beginning. The only thing that bothers me are those freaking stutters. Okay. That worked. So this new location is basically the size of Elden Ring. So this DLC is more of an expansion. But performance seems to be similar to the base game. Is your character male? I'm not sure. I don't remember. Man, what the hell with that stutter? Why? Why would you do that, game? Whee. But the stutter, man, why? Let me check if my antivirus is running in the background or something. Maybe they'll fix it in another 2 years, maybe. Jesus Christ. Okay. Hold up. Maybe, yeah, no. Seems to be fine. I don't know what's going on. Jesus. Something is hitting me. My controller vibrated. Oh god. Okay, let's get back. It's a shame the update blocks online on Linux. Yeah, well, at least we have... Oh, okay, I died. Of course. So basically, PC will be stuttering like 3 months, but in 2-3 days it will be flawless on Steam Deck, basically. That's a good way to see it. Man, do not get distracted. Focus. Okay. You're going to say you really appreciate the work? Well, thank you so much, man. Yeah, I mean, on the Steam Deck, we're doing a live stream right after this one. Elden just don't have shitted precompile. Yeah, that's an issue. Although in the menu, I don't know why the game is still being minimized. My capture card seems to hate this game for some reason. Come on. Come on, come on. Also, I have a 120Hz screen, which doesn't help matters at all. Maybe it's my controller, I don't know. But yeah. Fun fact, Elden Ring was your first Souls-like. Yeah, it's not an offline game, it has online elements. Actually, you know what guys, I'm going to teach you how to disable easy anti-cheat for this game. It's super easy and maybe it helps because the servers are not now down. So, how do you disable easy anti-cheat? Well, that's a good question. I'm going to show you. I don't know why my monitor doesn't cooperate. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Sí, ya está disponible. El DLC. There we go. Okay. So how do we play without anti-cheat so we can play offline without any problems? Well, super simple. Go into the game's folder. Duplicate your Elden Ring executable. Again, this is not for cheats because this just allows you to play without easy anti-cheat online. Copy Start Protected Game, this title, and put another game, let's call it Backup. And to this Elden Ring executable, call it Start Protected Game, exactly like this. And now the game will start without anti-cheat. So you cannot play online, but it should improve things a little bit, hopefully. Hiro, ¿qué tal? Raytracing patch brought extra stutter on PC and console. That's wonderful. They really did deliver then. From soft delivering the goods. More stutter, please. You have Yuzu? I have Yuzu since the beginning. Alright, so again, what are the settings that I would do? 900p, you can do 1080p, but it drops below 60. If you don't care about that, 1080p. And we're now fully offline. Let's check it again. Long time no see, Abdullah Gamer. How's it going, man? What's the best driver for the 1050 Ti? The latest one, as always. You thought it was going to run worse? Well, no, apparently it runs pretty similar to the beginning of the game. But the stutter, I don't know what's going on with the stutter. It's getting crazy stuttery over here. I don't know. You're able to run a 550 watt power supply with a 3060 and a Ryzen 9 3900X. Maybe I would try. Well, yeah, it should be possible. Maybe you're threading the needle a little bit over there. Okay. Easy anti-cheat off. Maybe helped. I don't know. I wish this game had shader pre-compilation. Copa America, sí. Yeah, the American Cup, the soccer American Cup is happening right now. Yeah, no, I don't know what happened with the game. I know it had stutter, but not this heavy. And again, I deleted my drivers and reinstalled the latest ones. So this shouldn't be happening. But apparently ray tracing performance improved by 20%, so I guess that's a good thing. And I'm guessing I have to attack this one. Oh god. Oh Jesus! Okay, hold up. Probably not going to do anything. Oh yeah. I basically... Oh, okay, I can hit the legs, of course. Yep. Nope. It already took half my health doing nothing. So, did you guys have these stutters on your PC? This is kind of weird. It's a little bit more than I usually have. Classic mate, hell yeah. This patch problem reminds you of Fallout 4 next gen patch. Why? This is a DLC. Fallout 4 didn't even add content. Oh, of course I'm dead. Oh man. So yeah, the stutter thing really bothers me. Man, what a shame. Maybe it's my CPU with the E-cores, maybe. It only needs the P-cores. You meant in terms of technical problems, it added. Yeah, I mean, the thing with Fallout 4 was that mods were basically broken. So yeah. Stutter at launch, yeah. Basically that, but it seems to be 10 times worse when it comes to the stutter. I mean, I'm just moving around like this. The VRAM is fine, the RAM usage is what is expected. So let me try disabling the E-cores on the CPU. Maybe that helps. Maybe it's an Intel issue. You got the same GPU, no stutters? Yeah, yeah. By the way, Mazen, what's your CPU, Intel or AMD? I'm just going to wreck those E-cores. For the people that don't know, the E-cores are the smaller cores on the CPU, the Intel ones. The good thing is that you can see me at least in the BIOS. Here we go. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it. Ah, but I love when this happens. Come on. Get into the BIOS. BIOS. Oh, thank you so much, Spencer, for the $5 donation. He says, when you do Steam Deck, definitely try Raytracing. Okay. 30s, are you sure about that? I mean, 30s with Raytracing. I know they improve Raytracing performance, but I don't know. I'll try it anyway, don't worry. Okay, let me see if I can disable the E-cores. Just keep the P-cores. Oh man, oh, there we go. E-cores enabled. No. And P-cores, we're just seeing all of them. Okay. I think it's something like that, right? 6 cores to... Yeah, exactly. So the P-cores are the ones that have a hyper-threading. You're expecting visuals so bad it will be hilarious. Yeah. Issues with E-cores that come and sometimes it's the first time I try this. Disabled E-cores. You got a i7-10750H CPU paired with a 1650 Ti. Okay, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, mine has a lot of E-cores, so maybe that's the issue I'm running into. Let me see. 6 cores, 12 threads. Okay, good. So I'm solidly on P-cores with the 1650 latest drivers, clean driver install. Let's check that out. Will you be testing the new Stutter game when it releases? Of course. E-cores usually still have a net positive effect. Usually, but sometimes they do the opposite. So if they do the opposite, don't worry, I'll re-enable them. We'll see. It's usually a variation from game to game. Alright. And let me increase the size of the overlay so you guys can see it. Oh, and why did I get the notification so late? What the hell? Alright, let's give it a shot. Once again, without those E-cores. Okay. Okay. Hopefully I'm not speaking too soon. I spoke too soon. I love when this happens. Although way better than before. But man, can't deny that view. Sequel needs co-op option. Having your brother play with you will be sick. I mean, oh, you mean the entire game being co-op? Yeah, that would be nice as an option. But these are not made for co-op. Okay, this is way better. Not sure if it's because I already visited this part. But it's way more playable now. So yeah, without E-cores appears to be better, but maybe... who knows? Maybe that's one of those games. And that guy, I'm not getting anywhere close to him. Frick you. Oh, well, there's a co-op mode, yeah, that's true. Not sure if it's compatible with the DLC though. But man, it looks good. See guys, this is art style over graphics engine technology. I won't get tired of repeating it, but art style is everything. Art direction, better said. Yeah, it seems way better now, actually. Oh, and there is... oh, jeez. So, 1650, what would I recommend? Medium settings, high shadows, high anti-aliasing. You should be good. I mean, basically over 50. It's way more stable, yeah. This game hates E-cores, apparently. But I never get tired of looking at that tree. Whoa, okay. Yeah, one stutter instead of 5 in a row. So that's good. So what are the settings that you should use in my opinion? Same as in the past. Basically 900p. And when it comes to settings, high textures is good enough. Anti-aliasing high is good enough. SSAO, you can put it on medium. Still looks good. Let me disable motion blur, just because we're targeting 60. Shadows on high, because on medium runs almost the same, but it has a very short draw distance. Then the rest, keep it like this. You can increase grass if you want to. I wouldn't do it maybe on a lower end system. So I'll keep it like this, 900p, and you should be basically at the edge between 50 and 60, ideal for a VRR screen, if you have one. Does this game have FSR? Nope. No FSR, unfortunately. So we're on native resolution no matter what. Hey sir! How's it going? Oh, wait, no range. Oh my god, this does nothing. And I thought I was OP. Okay. My attacks do nothing to him. Gotcha. Oh, never mind. I do a lot of damage. Holy hell. Yeah, I wish they added FSR or DLSS. That would be a nice addition. Okay. By the way, this is my first time playing the DLC. I don't know what's going to happen. Has the stuttering been fixed? Unfortunately not. When I started the stream, if you rewind like 15 minutes, it's a stuttery mess. But I have an Intel CPU, so I said, okay, maybe it's the E-cores. So I went into the BIOS and disabled my E-cores. I'm only using the P-cores on the CPU, so if you don't have an Intel CPU, this shouldn't be an issue for you. Let me go back to daytime. So again, other than that, it shouldn't be an issue. Just make sure those E-cores are disabled. Some motherboards even have a hotkey to change that in real time. But yeah, I need to basically grind more. Although I could take this guy. I haven't played this game in a while. But hey, let me see if my special attack does anything to him. Okay, he does something. The thing is, he hits you with the magic, and then stomps you with this big sword, and you're basically dead. That's fine. I'm not even mad. Yeah, that does nothing. I'm so useless in this part. Yeah, completely dead. SteamOS is missing 2 features, FSR2 and video clipping. Yeah, video clipping would be a nice feature. I'm not sure if there's a chip in there that does all the encoding, but it would be a nice feature. I think it's almost there, actually. I'm not entirely sure, and I dropped my mate on my keyboard. It's not the first time I do this. Oh, it wasn't on my keyboard, okay. Jesus Christ. Alright. So far so good. Seems to be running pretty similar to the base game at the moment. I can get 60s pretty easily at 900p. If you want to do 1080p, is Mate your boost for getting better on Elden Ring? Yes, but it's not working. It should be, but it's not working. Alright, so for 1080p, I'll keep these settings. Going anything lower than this makes no sense at all, at least in my opinion. And let me fix the FPS counter for you, because you're not going to see anything. And it's kind of annoying to not being able to see it. The only thing I had to do in order to avoid stutter was to disable my E-cores on my CPU. But that's an Intel specific thing. Slight traversal stutters fixed? Nope. You know what? Let me try something. Let's go back to the start of the DLC. We're at 1080p now. So 1080p. And we're going... Well, this is a new map. It's supposed to be a huge map. So I haven't discovered basically any of this. So let's go. Okay. So super quickly, we're going back to the first step just to see the traversal stutter. You should try the XPK. Yeah, no, that's going to be stuttery anyway. Okay, so we're back here. That's not the button I was looking for. And I got so rusty. Alright, so traversal stutter with the disabled E-cores still there. But it's not like it was before, that the stutters were like super noticeable. If you go to the beginning of the stream, you're going to see what happens. So yeah, the stutters are still there. If you have an Intel CPU, a modern one, disable those E-cores on your BIOS. You'll be good. But again, on this card, on the 1650, I would use 900p, so you are at 60 FPS. So, in case you're already a pro at this game, and you beat a couple bosses, which I'm not going to name, you can access the DLC. So once you beat certain boss at this location, you can touch this arm, and you go to the other realm. And you can actually access the DLC. That's basically how you get into it. Apart from buying the DLC, of course. Okay, great set plane. And here we are. The shadow of the Erdtree. So basically a new big location. And it runs very similar to the base game, so... Although here the grass view distance is pretty noticeable. So maybe you want to crank that up, even if it means a few less frames. The SPK removes all your stutters, but when does it compile those shaders? Yeah, the 570 should be a little bit better on this one. I agree. Especially the 8GB one, although... I mean, the game at 4K, I play it on a 4K screen on my main computer, uses like 4.5 gigabytes of VRAM, something like that. And this area doesn't seem to be that different. So yeah, for Elden Ring, I would say, even on the expansion, I would use the following settings once again. Before I die, hold up. Jesus Christ, get the hell out. So as I was saying, on the settings, 900p will be ideal for this card, but keep everything like this and increase the grass maybe too high. You need to restart your checkpoint though. So yeah, traversal stutter is still there. If you have an Intel CPU, disable those E cores, stay with the P cores, and you should be good to go. Let's swap to the 1050 Ti super quick. On that one I'm not going to target 60s obviously, because it's very hard to get there. So let's just reboot, shut down the computer, and swap GPUs, shall we? Why is this location reminds you of Whiterun Tundra from Skyrim? Well, that's a good point. I haven't thought about that. Makes sense. Well, remember that From Software are gamers. Big fans of lots of games. Alright, super quick, we're doing the 1050 Ti. And Abdullah Gamer, about the XVK, doesn't it compile any shaders before launching the game or something? That would be the main change for me. You build this arcane Dex Faith, you use melee, Mobwind's Sacred Spear and Dragons. Well, you should be fine there. Iron Man set you in set PC, plus 10 FPS, yeah. Imagine mixing that with RGB. You have 1,000,000 FPS. It's insane. Trust me on that one. 100% true, 60% of the time works every time. Okay, we're back in. Welcome back. Super quickly, 1050 Ti, just to try and keep 30 FPS. I'm not trying 60s because this card doesn't get there, even with the lowest settings. Let me double check my refresh rates because sometimes my monitor loves to not pay attention to what I say. That should be good. MSI Afterburner, latest drivers, let's go. And I connect my Pro controller. Yeah, you can use a Switch controller on your PC. How's ready for Stalker 2? Man, cannot wait to try Stalker 2. It would be interesting to try it on the 1050 Ti actually. It doesn't, unfortunately, but in a lot of cases where you have bad API BS happening, it will take a few stutters. That happens once instead of all the time. Well, that's a good takeaway, I would say then. Alright, so settings, basically like this. A mix between medium high. Yeah, a mix between medium and high, like you see here. I'm going to increase that motion blur to medium because we're actually playing at targeting 30 FPS. So yeah, Stalker 2 has been delayed 4 times, so it will probably be peak. Yeah, I mean, and there is a small issue happening in the country that's making that game, which I'm not going to talk about because YouTube doesn't like it. Stalker 2 is UE5. Well, yeah, technology needs to change. So yeah, we don't have much of a choice. At least we do have mod support on launch. Really? Is that true? Does the DLC stutter? Yes, the game still stutters. Okay, so first launch on this card. Why am I doing 1080p? Because 30 FPS is the only option for this game on this card. So, yes, on the stuttering side, as long as you disable those E-cores, you should be good to go. Let me touch the grays. So yeah, on this GPU, again, I wouldn't target 60 FPS because it's a 1050 Ti, let's be honest here. What is going to flop? Stalker 2? That would be interesting. Just very quickly, we're at 35 FPS. And if I drop to 720 super quickly, let's see where it goes. Should be close to 60, but not quite there. Well, not even close. But if you want a smoother experience, 720p is the way. But again, not even at the lowest settings, you're going to find peace, to say this some way. But I don't think Stalker 2 is going to flop. Just my opinion, of course. Alright, let's go face that guy again. By the way, you think it would be really funny to test some modern GPUs in OG Stalker Trilogy? Yeah, I just want to know about the Stalker Trilogy, now that you guys usually play the games that you ask me to test. Which mods should I use on the older Stalker games? Because I want to also play them on Steam Deck and the ROG Ally. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. This dude. This DLC has no chill. Well, I'm playing Elden Ring at the end of the day. Yeah, the original trilogy Steam Deck verified would be nice, although remember that the game came out on Xbox Series consoles, the Stalker games. Whoa, big stutter. That's the traversal stutter. You saw it there. So as I was saying, since it came out on Xbox now, there's actually a controller configuration going on there on Stalker 2. Oh gee. But unfortunately, I'm still having stuttering issues in the game. Bye-bye! So yeah, it's not perfect. Call of Chernobyl is only mod you need. Okay. For Shadow of Chernobyl, use Radiophobia 3, Clear Sky LFO. Wow, that's a lot of mods. Jesus Christ. Okay. So if you're needing for the 30 FPS experience, you can do it on the 1050 Ti. I know, old GPU, but it can actually do it, even on the DLC. So, in my opinion, since we're targeting 30s, 1080p, medium to high, you should be good to go. Maybe lower the grass a little bit. I forgot to lower this to medium. But so far so good. hovers into the 30s territory. I wonder how Indiana Jones new fight team and Avowed will run on Steam Deck. We're going to try all of them. Don't worry, guys. I got you covered. There he comes. Yeah, the stutter when new things happen is still a thing. Just had a pre-compilation thing, please, from software. I'm asking nicely. Oh no, wrong button. Oh god, no. Oinks. Oh no, not those again. Ha! Oh, and there's another guy. Okay, hi there. Please stay away. Yeah, even with the water effects on screen, it's not dropping like the first time I played it, actually. It's attacking its friend. Fighting with the camera so badly. They nerfed the spells, bro? No, I'm just not a spell build. I just added spells for more GPU usage, basically. Well, that's alright. No FSR, no DLSS. Yeah, I mean, a 30 FPS lock is the way to go. My advice to get there, since this game already has VSync built in, it forces VSync, you can do this. You can get out of the game, open Riva Tuner statistics server. So, hold up. My monitor is unbehaving today with my capture card. Freaking trash. Come on, there we go. So go in here and put it at 30. Once you do that, I have a tutorial explaining that, but it's super simple to set up. Once you do that, you're basically lock 30s. There you go. You have VSync plus an FPS lock. There are stutters here and there, but that's the game sometimes. Not liking its job. So yeah. Hey, Andy Nath 100. Any fixes for the stuttering? No. No. Unfortunately not. Although they seem to have improved my range. It's absolute garbage. Okay, that's fine. I was going to swap GPUs anyway. Perfect. Well folks, runs as expected. This is a first gen DX12 game. I mean, this is a From Software game with DX12. That should tell you enough. I wish there was a DX11 option. That would be super cool. Okay. So that's Elden Ring on the 1050 Ti. Just use the settings that I told you, lock it to 30, and have fun. Or not, or suffer. So now, let me turn off the computer and swap GPUs. Now 3050, which should be a lot better. Yeah, hopefully one day we have a CPU that can brute force it, or they could fix it. Chunky 3050. They basically don't even try to stop Stuttering with developing those games. Well, I mean, DX12 requires more developer input to actually run well. So that's I think that's a big thing, that the game usually it's more in the direct hands of the developer to do the memory management and all that. So it's nice to have DX12 if the developer knows how to take advantage of it. A lot more manual work, it seems. I'm not a developer, but I've worked in a few places that develop software. Well, DX12 is very different. It allows you to do more nice stuff, but you need to know what you're doing. You need to do a lot of manual work. Okay, Elden Ring. Let's go in. Again, I'm playing without easy anti-cheat because the servers are basically wrecked at the moment. So we're going for... I think we can do max settings actually on this one. At least on 1080p. And by the way, I'm using a Pro controller. Very comfortable. I think it's one of my favorite controllers thus far. So quality settings, maximum. So everything on the absolute highest settings. Do I need to lower anything? Maybe later. So highest settings, 1080p. We don't have FSR. We don't have unlocked frame rates. And we're going to try ray tracing, but in a few. 2023, will it run Starfield? Yeah, Starfield runs so poorly. It's kind of ridiculous. And the game's already stuttering. Okay, 2040. Will it run Star Citizen? Man, I forgot Star Citizen was a thing. It will not. Okay. Okay, on the highest settings, maybe, yeah, it's dropping. So let's do some minor adjustments. Maybe high makes more sense. Maximum doesn't look that much better. Let's just crank up those textures. And I think I'm not missing anything. But I need to go back to the main menu. Star Citizen is such a scam. Man, I hope they release it at some point. And it runs well, which is probably not going to happen. Okay, so on system, we're on high settings across the board with maximum textures. And no ray tracing, obviously. It was the case with the 1070. Oh, of course. Yeah, not going to be maxed out on 1080p. Okay. One thing that I did see on the internet and that was interesting was someone comparing the previous patch to this patch when it comes to ray tracing performance. Apparently it's 20% faster with ray tracing on, but again, ray tracing is pretty subtle in this game. I mean, this is one of those games where I wouldn't enable ray tracing. It's only for the shadows. I mean, they look nice, don't get me wrong, but it feels just like an extra that you can add if you want to. You prefer it that way? Oh, you're talking about something else. My bad. So yeah, it seems to run pretty similar to the base game, but there's a beautiful different tree down there. And there's a guy waiting for you over here, which we're going to just run through now to see more about the game. See ya. Hi there. Ooh. That's not bad. Jesus Christ. They have no chill. Good, effects on screen, guys. Yeah. Okay, so this was just an unnecessary place. So I would say high settings for the 3050 on 1080p. And this guy is just fighting through the wall. That's alright. No invisible walls. Bye bye. Really? Okay. 77 GPU usage. Yeah, it's a little bit more demanding in some parts. But I just put effects all over the screen on purpose, basically. Oh, no, not the dog! Okay. You know what? I'm going to use a different item this time around. But so far so good on this card. I want to see once again the opening. The opening that you see all the field and all the trees. Stutter about in a stream of Elden Ring. Stutter is the Dark Souls of Ukraine. Yeah. Completely agree. Riverside Plain, Scorched Ruins. Let's go to the ruins so we can try that Raytracing. Just to F around, because Raytracing... why would you enable it on this card? Also it's rainy, so that's not useful at all. One thing that I want to check is that if Raytracing makes this torch cast shadows. And these rocks look very... well, they don't look particularly great when it comes to shading. They're like floating on the ground. So hopefully this means that we can actually have shadows there. I won't be holding my breath for that. But it's rainy, so probably not a good amount of shadows are going to be there. Let's go this way. This is such a hard game to stream, you gotta be on it. Yeah, I mean, I get distracted 2 seconds and I die. Also, I haven't played this game in a while. I just beat the bosses to get here. And I was done. Okay. So now we have some shading going on there, some shadows. We're at 60 FPS at 98% GPU. So I would say, again, high settings is perfect for this GPU on 1080p. But there's ray tracing, so you have low, medium, and high. Hopefully we do not have to restart the game for this one. I do have to restart the game. Okay, fine. Let's put it on medium. It said restart the game or... oh, okay. Return to the main menu. Not an issue. So, 1080p high plus RT medium. And wish me luck, guys. We were at 60 FPS. Probably now we're going to be at 30, but whatever. There's going to be another Metro game. Okay, first of all, we got 1 more gigabytes of VRAM usage with ray tracing on, although I can really notice that the grass has proper shading now. But as you can see, the performance takes a significant hit. We drop from 60 to 35. Especially in areas with more shading going on. But I see darker grass. That's the biggest difference, and the shadows here are more accurate. But more accurate doesn't always mean more better, to say it in some way. So yeah. Kind of an unnecessary setting in my opinion, to just use ray tracing. Also, this part has weird lighting. Look at this. But hey, it looks good. The area, I mean. But you drop lots of frames. Reflections on the water. No, the ray tracing is all about the shadows. Has nothing to do with the water. It's all shadow based stuff. And you get half the frame rate, so why bother? Yeah, and I'm seeing that these rocks that I showed you at the beginning have some extra shadows next to them. So I'm guessing that's the ray tracing going there. But I wouldn't recommend ray tracing. Unless you have like a 3090 and you don't care about dropping into the 70s. That's the torch. Oh yeah, true. Doesn't seem to change anything. Yeah, no, the torch doesn't cast shadows. Would be nice. Actually, if you guys remember, Dark Souls 2 had some levels where you had a torch that casts shadows. Okay, so the DLC area with the 30s. Let me double check outside of the Shadow Realm. Jesus, that scared the crap out of me. What the hell was that? No shadows, no visual upgrade, and the most important thing... yeah, exactly, Mr. Rice. So going back to the first location. Okay, instead of dropping into the 30s, we seem to be dropping into the 40s. So it's actually more demanding in the DLC part. Although here I'm getting some stutter. But not sure if you guys noticed, this flickery grass now has proper shading to it. It actually casts shadows. Still, I wouldn't recommend you enable ray tracing on Elden Ring. I mean, it looks nice, but it's pretty easy to go unnoticed. And it's a little bit flickery. I don't know what's wrong with the lighting there. Maybe the draw distance of the ray tracing. So yeah. I wish we had torches like in Dark Souls 2 that cast shadows, but not happening. Maybe I'm asking for too much. Yeah. Although, again, the grass has proper shading to it now. Looks way better when it comes to shading. But I mean, it will go unnoticed. Trust me on that one. So, my advice is just disable ray tracing altogether, stay on 1080p, high settings with maximum textures, and you'll be good to go. Now let's go for 1440p. I'll restart the game once just to be able to show you more resolutions. Although at 1440p I will target probably 60 FPS, so we gotta do medium settings, high anti-aliasing, and high shadows. And that will help us. So we're going to quit to the desktop, obviously. We're playing on Steam Deck OLED. Oh, on this Death Stranding. The game looks worse with HDR on. Well, some games have terrible HDR solutions, so yeah, it's all about how you tweak it, actually. So sometimes it happens. So now 1440p, medium to high, RT off, and there we go. Okay, it's not using my entire screen. There we go, never mind. I didn't mean that seriously. Okay. So 1440p. I don't know why you cannot see the frame rate properly, but that's okay, we're going to fix it. So again, system 1440p, medium settings with high maximum textures, high shadows, and all this like this. And let's continue. With this trending with HDR and look almost black and white. That's weird. Yeah, maybe you need to tweak it inside the game if there's any option. Okay, so in Lingrave we seem to be good. This is the very beginning of the game. Let's go to the DLC. Was the stutter better on the 3050? On the 3050 was a bit more stable. Unless you enable Raytracing. I'm sorry about the FPS counter. It doesn't do what I'm telling it to do. Oh well. I'll do it manually. Fine, I'll do it myself. And there we go. Shadow of the Erdtree. And we drop into the 50s here. There's a lot of foliage. Although you can notice the foliage popping with medium grass. But I mean, there's not much that you can do about it. If you go below these settings in the game, it's basically going to look worse but run almost the same. One adjustment that I'll do though... Oh, it's already done. Never mind. Not adjustments to do them. You swear Santiago sometimes sounds like Batman? What? What? Batman. Nah. It would be if Batman wasn't a superhero. Batman's speaking to Alfred. Oracle. You're hoping that the way you got into the DLC is... Oh, it would be nice if she threw me directly here. That would be super creative. How doesn't that happen? And hello, big guy. Just out of the blue, here, some fiery rocks. Have fun. It's a good way to kill other enemies, though. Although these enemies are weak, but... Oh, these are destructible, okay. Oh god. My poor horse. Is this destructible? No. Okay, it killed all the enemies. Thanks for that, sir. Let's see if I can cheese him through this building. Hello, big guy. Is that what she said? Exactly. I'm not talking from experience. That didn't do it. But I love the amount of fire on screen. That looks pretty damn good. See? Oh, so close. The range of this is absolutely trash. So 1440p, can you do it? Yes. Should you? Probably not. I'll stick to 1080p on this one. This card. That's what Rennie says, so I'm tarnished. Oh, I thought it was dead already. HDR on Elden Ring looks terrible on your end. Okay. Looks great on RTX HDR though. Yeah, that's the NVIDIA AI Auto HDR thing. I never tried it actually. I don't have a good HDR screen. But I mean, it's good to have options. Alright. So we're back here, 1440p, it's okay. 50 to 60 most of the time with the OK settings, as you can see here. But let's pretend that you want to play at 4K for some reason. Well, we can actually do that by keeping the same settings. I think. I hope. And again, I have to adjust this FPS counter. There we go. Yeah, maybe it's not good enough. We'll see. This game really needs DLSS and FSR. Yeah, medium shadows, although I hate medium shadows in this game. So let's call this mid-low, maybe? 4K mid-low. Again, going lower than these settings doesn't make sense because the game looks way worse and runs almost the same. And well, 4K, ignore it. I mean, we're getting there, but not quite. Did they fix the shader stutter yet? Nope. I had to turn off all my E-cores to do that. As you can see, even the game is using 8 cores. If you see CPU 9 to 12, they're being used 0%. The game is basically using 2 or 3 cores, and the other remaining cores, some of them are not even being utilized. So yeah, don't do 4K on this card. Bad idea. FromSoft is yet to discover upscaling, and they're yet to discover pre-compiling shaders as well. But it's okay. They make good games at the very least. We have something. All right, it's time for the 3060. The 3060 is pretty exciting actually, but we're not doing ray tracing first. We're doing it for 1080p and not at max settings, but we're going to do that. Elden Ring Switch port when? Maybe on the Switch too. I mean, it's such a famous franchise. It would be weird not to get a Switch 2 version of this game. All right. What happened to duty in Soccer 2? Are they? I don't know what you mean by duty there. DLSS in Helldivers 2 when? Man, that's another one that needs DLSS. They're using a very old engine on that game though. Okay, the game doesn't close. Come on, there we go. Let's do 3060. There we go. Alright, there we go. The dev said they're prioritizing gameplay over technical stuff. Makes sense. I mean, I commend them for doing good gameplay. Because many games look amazing or they run well, but they are not fun. So, like Reggie said, the guy from Nintendo, if it's not fun, who cares? Video suggestion: Ghost Recon series on Steam Deck. That's something I want to make. There's so many franchises I still want to do. It's kind of crazy. There's too many games basically, which is good. I like doing content for Steam Deck and ROG Ally. Let me check if this breaks my monitor again. My monitor doesn't like 120. It likes 119 Hertz for some reason. Is that bottom PCIe slot X16? No, it's probably X4. It's a cheap motherboard. Yeah, see, I'm speaking Spanish now. Right. Probably X4. Yeah, that's my guess. Maybe at best we are talking about 8 times. Sorry, 8x, not 8 times. As one of the Stalker factions, there are a lot of factions in Stalker. The Loners, Bandits, Scientists, Renegades, Duty, Freedom, Mercenaries, Clear Sky. That's a lot of stuff. Didn't know it went so deep. What the hell? It's pretty obvious that I do not play those games, so... Now that you're explaining me. Okay. Wish me luck on this one. I'm going to need it. Why the FPS counter doesn't stay the same? Your guess is as good as mine. Alright. Let's use the controller again. We're using a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Oh my god. Maximum settings. 1080p. You're really sure you won't regret playing the games? I won't. I played them when I had like a GTX 450 because one of the Stalker games was a DX11 game, and DX11 was new back then. Basically I couldn't hit anything with my guns, which I didn't know if the game was broken or something, so I stopped playing. GTX 450, so I'm an old person here. Okay, obviously max settings works well, although I'm surprised that even at the highest settings, the foliage pop-in is so obvious. Is it good for 10 gigabit Ethernet? Okay. Yeah, I don't even have 10 gigabit internet because my maximum speed I think is a gigabit. If they offer 10 gigabits, I'll probably pay for it, but... Man, I envy those people. Although a gigabit is a lot. In my country, they added fiber like 12 years ago, and now they are offering a gigabit. It's better internet than 99% of the population. Can't complain. Not the horse! Really? Still alive? Not for long. Doinks. Foliage popping was a serious problem in Stalker games. No, I wasn't talking about Stalker, I was talking about Elden Ring when it comes to the foliage. Same here. Okay. Yeah, but sometimes people like to future-proof their hardware somehow. That is of course. Another one of those a-holes. Thank you for letting me do my attack. Bird. It's fine. Countries have 25 gigabyte internet. Gigabit or gigabyte? Because I know that there is data caps on many countries. Mine does have caps, but they only threaten me by lowering my internet speed. So I have a gigabit, but they give me 2.5 terabytes as a maximum. I'm already like at 4 terabytes, so it doesn't really matter much. They both have horses, so they must be the same. No caps for your live. I mean, mine says it has a cap, but it's absolute BS. It's not. So megabit per second upload. That's very, very fast actually. Alright. So 3060 on the highest settings. There are some drops due to the stutter, which is okay, it's understandable because it already happened before. Let's see. Also the GPU usage is okay. But what about ray tracing? Well, I'm so glad you asked. So for ray tracing, we're actually changing some settings. We're staying on high instead of the maximum. It's kind of a waste, actually, to stay on the highest, in my opinion. And ray tracing, let's put it on high. On medium was a little bit flickery. But it's mostly, at least for me, it's kind of a meme to have ray tracing on Elden Ring. Just because it's some shadow rendering stuff, it's not particularly obvious of an improvement sometimes. It's like saying Lies of P is better than Bloodborne. Yeah, no, not going to happen. So I gotta go back to the menu just to have ray tracing enabled. Okay, so we went from the 60s to the 40s. Was it worth it? Definitely not. I mean, again, if the torch casts shadows, although I can notice, because I look at games all the time, that the grass has better shading. It looks more realistic, to say it in some way. There's more darkness around the grass. But that's about it. I mean, yeah, the long distance shadows probably look better too. But if I have to look at, I mean, trying to find the difference, it's probably not worth using. We're currently playing Shadow of the Erdtree on console and still have stutter. On the consoles as well? I thought the consoles stutter was missing. Okay, here we go. Here we go, some soft shadow. So yeah, what would you rather have? Better shadows that you have to look very close to notice? Oh, never mind, it drops below 30 with ray tracing. But it looks nice. Or 60 FPS. Obviously, you're going to choose the ray tracing, right? Said no one ever. Oh, that's pretty cool. Stock images. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to use ray tracing. So let's just disable. Oh, there's a maximum option as well. Why would you use that? Okay, and when you disable it, look at the frame rate. I have no ray tracing. I should go back to the menu to enable it, apparently, but 58 FPS, 60% GPU usage, okay. I enable ray tracing, 42, and 100% GPU. So yeah, it's pretty obviously not worth it. Even on low ray tracing, we're into the 40s instead of the 60s, so don't bother. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't bother with ray tracing. Yeah, reshade ray tracing would actually be that screen space solution would be more noticeable than this one, because it actually, I mean, it will have some ghosting here and there, but it'll still look better than this. Okay, advanced settings. Let's lower this, the effects, and a little bit of the lighting. Medium to high settings, and grass quality on high because I want some decent draw distance when it comes to grass. And I had to go back to the menu to actually have changes to some settings. HDR, ambient light, clarity, the only effects you need. Yeah, this game, at least, I don't know if you guys noticed that. At least to me, it's a little bit over sharpened. I'm talking about the image quality over here. Over sharpened. Like Dark Souls 3. RT off. 1440p. Medium to high. No ray tracing. And as you can probably notice, with ray tracing it looks very different. It's also daytime now. It was nighttime when I was testing ray tracing. But you can do 1440p medium to high. And apologies about the frame rate counter again. Go. Runs upset, they'll make Bloodborne on PC the second Sony gives them permission. Yeah, I saw that thing. My heart skipped a beat. I thought it was an actual announcement, but no. And actually, now that it's daytime, the ray tracing should be more noticeable. But again, we're talking playing at 60 versus playing at 30 or 40. In my opinion, not worth the effort. Hi, sir. Excuse me, going through. Really? Not a single hit. Oh, I forgot to enable this thing that increases my attributes, but increases the damage I get from enemies. Oh, I have no... Dang it. Okay, and with effects on the screen, it likes to drop into the 50s. No big deal. Just hit his toes until he dies, basically. Elden Ring is your least favorite game from software, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, I like Elden Ring, but it's not even close to my favorite FromSoft game. I'm a big fan of the first Dark Souls. That's where I stayed. Most of my interest stayed. That didn't work. Yeah, I cannot... I mean, Dark Souls 1, I could replay it almost endlessly. But this is something different. Oh, come on, man. I was so close. Just let me use my spell for a second. What's your opinions of Metro 4 being co-op? Is it? Never heard about it. You mean Metroid 4 or Metro 4? Sekiro is slightly better. I'm not a fan of Sekiro, personally, because I'm not one of those guys that likes to parry. I'm more of a tank, because I suck at dodging and parrying. And that game is mostly about that. Well, see, as I was telling you before, ray tracing off here when it's nighttime, it looks almost the same. So while it's different, it's not different enough to work to tell me, to convince me to enable it. I mean, it's either 60 or 30 with ray tracing on versus off. There are some heavy rumors of the new Metro game having co-op. Not Metroid, okay. I thought it was a misspell. A horse, really? Oh, come on. They did it on purpose. Scumbags. Imagine Ghost of Tsushima with Sekiro's combat system. I'm good. I like Ghost of Tsushima's combat system. It's more accessible. Personal preference, of course. I mean, Sekiro is nice, but I just don't bother practicing on that game. I don't know. It's like Ghost of Tsushima. I played like 5 hours and I was already parrying like a Giga Chad. Sekiro, on the other hand, I'm always bad at the game. Roll for your life. Yeah, I think the Ghost of Tsushima's fighting system is good enough. It's one of the best, in my opinion. That was close. Okay, that's alright. There's also a VR prequel coming out. Oh yeah, I saw the Metro VR thing. Looks super interesting. You loathe Resident Evil 5. Never ever will play that again. Oh man, I love Resident Evil 5. It's a great co-op game. I cannot stop. I finished it 7 times. I finished Resident Evil 5 on Switch, on PC, on Steam Deck, which is also a PC. On the roguelike, I'm like on the 3rd chapter. I played it on PlayStation 3 as well. I'm sorry, but I love Resident Evil 5. One of my favorite games of all time. But as a Resident Evil game, it's weird. I abandon here the flesh of my body, so you basically die. Doinks. See ya, sucker! Bad spot. Oh, come on. Yeah. There we go. I finally got him. The thing is, how do I get out of here? Oh. Womp womp. Boom, 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 boom. Bad dog. Reduce 2 atoms. Oh, nice, an arrow. Just what I needed. Yeah, I had to kill a rabbit. Sorry. Sorry. Wow. This is interesting, guys. I accidentally stumbled upon this area, but I love the verticality. That's cool. I was actually at that bridge a few moments ago. I hope I can go up there, but probably not. Excuse me, sir. Passing through. Okay. Yeah, but this is nice. And look, that's the guy I was fighting. Can I destroy him from here? No. My range is not good enough. Although I'm doing this, I'm doing it correctly. Crossbow. So many items, Jesus Christ. There. 40, 80. Let's see if he can attack me from there. Yeah, and I'm going to do that. Absolutely useless. Oh, there we go. But he doesn't care that I'm up here. Gotta go. Okay, Operator Rice, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate that. Have a nice one. Okay, solid strategy. There's no way he's not dying now. Unless I run out of magic or something. You're watching this while doing homework? Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't. I did the same at your age. I don't know what age you are, but I'm 28. And I was like... Yeah, I mean, when the YouTube thing was just getting started... Ooh, you got wrecked. So yeah, you shouldn't, but... Oh, he got me anyway. Okay. But you'll do it anyway. I was the same. Don't worry. Just make sure to finish high school and do some university stuff. Man, he's such a role model. Keep going, sir. Oh, I'm out of magic. Oh no. Oh yeah, there was something I was going to add. Greatly raises attributes but also increases damage taken. Hell yeah. I'm taking that. Twice. Oh yeah, the greatly increases damage taken is real. Anyway, so we're at 1440p. So this, I would say, this will be the ideal for the 3060. 1440p, medium to high. Ray tracing, absolutely ignore it. Unless you have a higher end system, I don't think it makes sense to use it. And the settings, something like this. This gives you very similar visuals to high, but provides a little bit better performance. And the grass and shadow draw distance is pretty good. So now just to close this live stream, let's do 4K. Just for the memes. Now, some people play at 4K actually on this card. I was one of them. So 4K mid-high, we're obviously not targeting 60 FPS at 4K. So there we go. These settings, 4K. And that guy is just waiting for me. Let me see if I can go down there and finish him off, at least. I want to die. At least not yet. Well, I'll go all the way around. Actually, I could teleport back to him, right? You were reading the first Metro book at the end, they had an ad for the game. You can tell it's an old book because it's advertising Windows games for Windows Live. Man, the memories. Games for Windows Live. I feel old. Oh no, he got back his health. Dang it. Oh, I wasted my time. So if you want to play at 4K, you can definitely do so if you don't mind being below 60. Not enough range. Yeah, he got his health back, and I got my flasks back as well. I was just attacking him because whoa, one hit. Okay, insta-kill. Because I use a thing that increases my attributes, but increases the damage taken. Genius. Yeah, let's hope he doesn't get his health back. 5 seconds later. Okay, I'll go ahead and keep advancing. So that's basically Elden Ring's DLC. Runs pretty similar to the base game. But in my opinion, when it comes to art, this destroys the base game. The art on this is impeccable. And 4K looks super sharp, obviously. 4K at the end of the day. And I know how to take on the big guy. Hold up. Let's do that before we finish the stream. Let's just put everything on the blue flask. And we'll get him. We'll F him up. 4K 60 FPS needs a 7700 XT. Yeah, I mean, or a 3080, maybe. But I have a 4070 Ti. And I played on which settings? Well, on high settings at 4K, it was 60s across the board. Just avoid using Raytracing. I hate dogs in Souls games. And Resident Evil games. Oh, come on, man. Not those attacks. There we go. Rot in hell. Maybe. Why disabling E-cores? Well, that's a good question. Basically, that stopped the game from stuttering every 2 seconds. If you ask me why, I don't know. It just worked. Some games have that issue. So if you don't have an Intel CPU, there's nothing to worry about. You'll be good. The game isn't even using every core. Look, we have 4 cores to spare, basically. Okay. Wish me luck, guys. First, arrow to the face to get his attention. Sir, excuse me, sir. Okay, we got his attention. And we'll get a special delivery while he attacks me, of course. And gets almost all my health out. And we're going to cheese him through this. I have a lot of flasks, so it shouldn't be a big issue. And actually the edge of the building stops me from actually getting down over him. I think Elden Ring can run purely with E-cores. It probably can. But the thing is, when I had those enabled, it just stuttered every 2 seconds. It was unplayable. But we're going to enable the E-cores again before I leave, so we can actually attest to the P-core and E-core thing. What time at Uruguay? Right now it's almost 9 PM. It's 8:57 PM at Uruguay. He hits me just when I'm doing the attack at the same time. That cannot be a coincidence. Although the animation for me takes a while. I almost got him. Pure cheese. I'm not even mad. I love cheese. No, 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 no. You gotta be kidding. Oh, I thought I was dead. Okay. Let's take it easy. So, I mean, even if an enemy farts on me, I'm dead. So the slightest hit that I get will freaking kill me. Incredible. Perfect timing. The devs know what you're cheesing the boss. Yeah, man! Oh, so close. Okay, one last chance. One more hit. And he'll be down for good. Dead. Oh my god. I'm such a good player. I'm the best Elden Ring player. I'm the best. Oh my god. Now I'm just going to fall and die probably. Because I don't know how to get off this roof. Oh, I can teleport. Yeah, probably going to teleport back. GG. Thanks, guys. This freaking sucks, actually. Elden Ring. Literal coolest thing ever. Let's see if he's tested after you kill him. Okay, he does. Good. And he wasn't even a boss fight. Alright, so now to finish up this live stream, let's check the E-core, P-core thing. So the frame time, as you can see, is acceptable. There's some minor spikes there, but nothing that really stops the game altogether. Thanks. You're struggling for 1680p with your 3060 Ti. Are you talking about the laptop 3060 Ti? If you do, that's probably one of the reasons. Okay. So let's stay with this. Actually, let's do the 1440p settings. Let's try and target 60s, but now with the E-cores working at the same time. So yeah, something like this should do. So 1440p, medium to high. And we're going to enable the E-cores. That means that I have to go back to the BIOS, unfortunately, but that's fine. It'll take literally 3 seconds. Not literally, but... So I know how to adjust the frame rate. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, the frame time, it's okay, feels pretty smooth. So we get out of the game forcefully, and we reboot. 4K too much for the 3060. Yeah, you'd rather play at 60. I agree. I just do it for the memes. Sometimes it's actually pretty impressive. But talking about the 3060 Ti not getting 60s on 1080p, that doesn't make sense. It shouldn't happen. Something is definitely up there. What's the rest of your computer? Do you have dual channel memory? What's your CPU? That would be interesting to know. Okay, we're in the BIOS and we're retrieving those cores again. So instead of having no E-cores, we have all of them. We have 8 E-cores, so it's basically 6 P-cores, 8 E-cores, which means 12 cores and 20 threads or something like that. I gotta check Windows again, I forgot. But as I was saying, this CPU has 8 E-cores, which is more than the usual on i5s. So let's see. E-cores are back. If the game stutters with the E-cores enabled, well, we know that that's an issue. Let's see. Maybe it was just something else. Okay, we now have 14 cores and 20 threads. Oh my god. So impressive. Instead of 6 cores, 12 threads. So now we're basically using the CPU as it was built. Okay, Elden Ring. Moment of truth. There's something behind me. Oh, that's the cursor. I got scared for a second. I was like, what the hell is that thing behind me? Okay. So now we have 20 threads instead of 12, which, I mean, should mean better performance, but let's see if the stutter is fixed. Because that's an issue that I had when I launched the game for the first time. Now the shaders should be compiled enough to not have lots of stutter. Okay. Okay, it seems to be fine now. So maybe it wasn't actually the E-cores. But as you can see, the E-cores are basically... No, never mind. It is stuttering more. Yeah. Yeah. This didn't happen with the E-cores disabled. Look at that. The game stopped for 3 seconds. Okay. Guys, if you have an Intel CPU with a lot of E-cores, turn them off. If you experience issues with this game. If not, whatever. But the thing of the game stopping for like a couple seconds, that shouldn't happen ever. Yeah. Yeah, stutter struggle. Yeah, look at this! What the hell? Yeah, no, that's horrible. What the hell is the game doing with those extra cores? Absolutely nothing. So well, there's a proof. Disable the E-cores for this one. Or alternatively, maybe we can tell the game on the task manager to use less cores. You have this giant red button on your desk that closes whatever app I have open when I press it. That's badass, actually. Okay, let's try one more thing, which is going to the game's process. And in the affinity, there is every core. So we're going to be using, instead of 20 cores, I'm not sure if all of them are, if they are ordered on P cores and E cores. So I'll keep it at 12. Yeah. Let's keep it at 12. So now the game is using, instead of all the cores, I'm telling the game, hey, no, use 12 instead of 20. Hopefully that helps. And it will help in the game went full screen, but it's not. Okay, whatever. That's it. Okay. So far, so good. The last 8 are E-cores, and CPU 12 is actually CPU 13 since it starts at CPU 0. Good point. Okay, so as you can see now, I told the game, hey, don't use those cores. And the game is like, oh, okay, I will stop stuttering. Thank you, sir. So make sure, maybe use something like Process Lasso, which is a software that improves some stuff on your PC. You usually just use it to put affinity to the cores that I want. If you have a lot of E-cores, make sure to not use them. In this case, I have 8 E-cores, so I disabled the last 8 CPU cores for the game's process. And basically that's it. So that's super interesting. And this should be full screen. Why the hell is not full screen? Come on. Okay, now we're talking. So 1440p, I disabled the E-cores, but instead of doing it in the BIOS, I did it from the task manager. So let's put that as a detail. E-cores. Turned off in task manager. So the game doesn't need... So the game doesn't even attempt to use the E-cores. And it seems to be fine now. That's super interesting, guys. Great discovery. Some motherboards actually have a keyboard shortcut to disable the E-cores. But instead of going to the BIOS, you can just do this. But the game barely uses the CPU. The game doesn't care. Secret area? Oh. What if instead of Elden Ring, it was Freaky Ring, and instead of becoming the Elden Lord, you become the... Well... It would be a very different game, probably from the deep web. Yep, it works. Stutters are gone. So guys, if you have an Intel CPU and you're experiencing stutters, or maybe you have a ton of cores, try using only 12. Okay, that took me a surprising amount of time to to pay attention to. Oh yeah, it works. So guys, if you happen again to have stutter, very heavy stutter, I'm talking about like 2 seconds that the game doesn't even move. Do that. Disable a few cores from the process in the task manager. Maybe use, I don't know, 10 cores instead of 20. And you should be good to go. Yeah, wrecked. I wasn't paying attention. That's the thing about streaming this game. You look away for 2 seconds and you're freaking dead. No way around it. So yeah, you can actually fix the stutter quite significantly. Anyway. So what do you think, guys? Should I do now the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck right now? I think I'll do them tomorrow, actually. I'm already 2 hours in. Nah, I'll do it now. Let's get it over with. I convinced myself. I asked you and then decided on my own. This animation takes forever. Oh. That's fine. I'll respawn. You would use lossless scaling frame generation with Elden Ring. Yeah, you could get pretty solid 120. Still, it's still frame generation. You can probably use a mod and be done with that. Alright, so let me... I'm going to now swap to the Steam Deck and ROG Ally. So for that I need to actually make another live stream, but we're going to get there super quickly, don't worry. We are at... perfect timing. I was about to get there. Alright. I just need to redirect you guys so you don't have to do anything. If you're interested in seeing how it runs on Steam Deck and if it has any issues, I'm going to go live right now. But it will redirect you automatically, so you don't have to do anything. Just sit down, relax. I'll be back in 2 minutes. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did discovering some stuff about Elden Ring, just like disabling the E-cores, helping us. Thank you so much, Spencer Walker21, for the $25 donation. Thank you so much, man. That's a very generous donation. You basically played for the DLC already. With this and the $5 donation, I actually got to pay the DLC with that. So thank you so much, man. Thanks for longer stream. Let's go Steam Deck. Hell yeah. Thanks, man. You're single-handedly making this video profitable, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. I'll see you in a bit on the Steam Deck thing. So thank you guys. See ya. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Thank you.